Today's episode is inspired from my Self-Care Society class titled, Can You Have Compassion for You? And our opening quote comes from one of my favorite authors, Janine Roth, and she says, for some reason, we are truly convinced that if we criticize ourselves, the criticism will lead to change. If we are harsh, we believe we will end up being kind. If we shame ourselves, we believe we end up loving ourselves. It has never been true, not for a moment, that shame leads to love. Only love leads to love. And man, talk about a powerful quote. She has been a guiding force in my own food recovery journey, Janine Roth. It's spelled Geneen, in case you're wondering, Roth. And I just love that. What a reminder. Shame does not lead to love. Only love leads to love. So how does the dictionary define compassion? Well, they say sympathetic consciousness of others' distress together with a desire to alleviate it. And that's beautiful. But when we add the word self before compassion, we get to also look at our sympathetic consciousness of our distress and find a desire to alleviate it. So before we jump in and we talk a little bit more about self-compassion, which is such an important topic, I want to just pause and practice. I want to see if you can embody what it feels like, even just for a moment, to have some self-compassion, to have self-compassion in every cell of your body, to feel love for yourself, kindness, to pay attention, and just notice what it feels like. For me, it's warm. It's loving, it's warm, it's peaceful, it's grounded. It's just easy. And before you open your eyes, and if they're not closed and it's safe to do so, I'd invite you to close them. I want to give you a few affirmations for compassion because I think this is really important to integrate and strengthen, okay? So all you're going to do is listen to my voice. You can repeat these out loud if you'd like in your head or just listen. And we're going to go through a few. So the first is that I am gentle with myself and others. I'm gentle with myself and others. I acknowledge that life gets hard and it's normal to have ups and downs. I give myself the same love and understanding that I would give to a small child. I'm doing a great job given all that I have on my plate. I've been through a lot and I'm still here standing strong. Life can be really hard and it's okay to feel defeated. I am safe to ask for support. And lastly, I deserve happiness, love, friendship, growth, and joy. So when you're ready, you can open your eyes, and I hope you'll soak that in, both our embodiment practice as well as our affirmations, and bring this with you through the day. Now, as I reflect on my own journey of self-compassion, I get flashes of so many moments where I wish I could have stepped in and really given myself the gentleness and love that I desperately needed. Anytime I was teased because of my weight, crying in the car outside the middle school after moving cross country at age 12 and starting in a class of 1,000 preteens where I knew no one. All the times I came home and threw up my food, gazing in the mirror at the shade of turquoise that my eyes would turn after these episodes. The shame and the guilt I let myself feel around how bad I was with money for so long and all the debt I dug myself into and all the bad choices I made. The many embarrassing things I did, taking things to extremes, self-deprecating, just desperate to feel seen and doing anything for attention. As I've gotten older, I can have compassion for the many years I hustled so hard, thinking my worth was attached to my achievements and the money made. Overcommitting, doing it all, pushing myself to the limits, running 4 companies at one time while traveling constantly or while my first year of motherhood. Today, I have compassion for me as a mother every time I feel like I'm not present enough or I'm distracted or numbed out or could do better. But today I can also say that I am so much more gentle. I am also sure that I'll look back on these moments in life right now and wish I had more compassion for myself too. It's an ongoing journey, and I'm committed to evolving in my personal gentleness because I know that the more gentle with myself I can become, the more gentle that I will be with others. So I want to give you 4 tips to cultivate a little bit more self-compassion. The first is to think of yourself as a child. Maybe you have a photo that comes to mind or a specific age, and think about how you would talk to them. What permission might you give them to mess up and be human and not get everything right? Can you bring this little one to view next time you're considering beating yourself up? And if you have children yourself, it does make this a little bit easier because you can see the kindness and love with which you would talk to them and hopefully turn a little bit of it on yourself. Now, the second is to ask where you're being hard on yourself right now. So it's easy to look back and pay attention to these moments in retrospect. But if we can catch ourselves right now, we can pivot and we can change the course. So where in life are you beating yourself up? And what might you do instead? The third thing is to give yourself permission to be imperfect. We'll do this exercise together, but what do you want to let yourself know is okay? Like, what's okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. And maybe you can affirm that it's okay that you haven't figured out what you're passionate about, or it's okay that you made some poor money choices. Maybe it's okay that your kid watches more TV than you'd like to admit, or, whatever it is. Can you simply give yourself permission that not everything has to be an inner battle? And fourth is I want you to step into the leadership role. It's likely that you've been through some tough stuff, and honoring not just what you've overcome, but how you've grown from it and what you would tell someone who is also going through it right now. Stepping into a role as the inspiration and someone who can help another automatically places us in an energy of compassion that we can spread to them and to ourselves. All right, let's practice feeling more compassionate together with some exercises straight from Self-Care Society classes. As always, we'll pause to give you a moment to think, but feel free to stop the recording if you need more time to ponder or write. You'll also hear inspiring examples from our live classes too. Join us for a full schedule of live and on-demand classes at selfcaresociety.co. So we are going to have 4 exercises today. And the first one is a reflection, and it's called, Where are you being hard on you? So I want you to ask yourself that. Where are you being hard on yourself in life lately? Many times these things are really subtle. So you might use the prompt, I beat myself up when blank, if it helps. Okay. So for example, I've been so hard on myself over the last 6 weeks in this first trimester since I've had hardly any energy and have felt a bit useless. I'm hard on myself when I have too much screen time and scrolling on my phone and when I consume a lot of social media. I'm hard on myself when I'm not loving enough to my partner, and so on. Okay. So take a moment to think about, where are you being hard on yourself right now in life? What can you identify? And just give yourself some compassion for this, okay? Christy says, I'm hard on myself for not having the energy I had years ago. Chelsea says, I've been hard on myself for trying new delivery meals and trying to figure out how to spend less but eat well. Noelle says, I've been so hard on myself, period. So our next exercise is a gratitude exercise called Thank You. And you is in all caps. I want you to write some statements of gratitude towards yourself. What can you thank you for? And use your name at the beginning of each statement. This is really going to help strengthen this. So for example, I said, Danika, thank you for all the work you've done to get to know your authentic self better and to show up as the best version of yourself. Danika, thank you for your awareness around health and wellness and the ways in which you nurture me, even imperfectly. Danika, thank you for your willingness to put yourself out there and to be seen. Okay, so what can you thank yourself for? Alexandria says, thank you for no longer talking to yourself in such a terrible way. It's been incredible to see how you've flourished since. Chelsea says, Chelsea, thank you for taking care of your basic needs at this time. Some phases of life require you to focus on just that. What is perfect enough and you do not need, that is perfect enough and you do not need to do more. So our next exercise is a self-love exercise, and I sort of alluded to this in our tips today, and it's called It's Okay That ... So you're going to use the prompt below to that I'm about to share to offer personal forgiveness and permission for anything that you need in life right now. Okay, so the prompt is your name, comma, it's okay that blank. Okay, and optional, you could add on you deserve blank. So for example, I said, Danika, it's okay that you are so sensitive to your space around you and stand firm in your boundaries for people being in your home. Danika, it's okay that you've been spending more time on your phone and social media. You deserve to relax and zone out during this tough time. Danika, it's okay that things are moving slower than you'd like. You deserve spaciousness and inspired action instead of forced productivity. All right, so where can you give yourself this beautiful gift of permission for yourself? And what do you deserve? What do you deserve? Chelsea says, it's okay, Chelsea, to not be okay. You deserve to feel any feeling that pops up. You deserve to feel to heal. Cindy says, it's okay that you make mistakes. You are improving through trial and error. It's okay to choose play over tasks. You worked a lifetime for this privilege. It's okay to do what you want in the moment. It's okay to dream. And our final exercise is a support exercise called Compassion for Others. And now we get to understand how our own experiences uniquely suit us to help others. So you're going to use the prompt I'm going to share with you to reflect on things that you've overcome and on what you might tell someone who's also might be navigating through it. Okay. So the prompt is, I've overcome blank. It was hard because blank. I want you to know blank. Okay, so here we are stepping into that leadership role, as I mentioned in our tips. So my example, I said, I've overcome an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. It was hard because so much of my social life was based in drinking. I want you to know that many other people are eager to quit drinking too, but someone has to be first. And sobriety will gift you a type of clarity and self-knowledge that will benefit you for a lifetime. Another example, I said, I've overcome a hard first trimester. It was hard because I didn't feel much like myself, but had to carry on with so much of life as I knew it. I want you to know that it's okay to rest, and that in the grand scheme, these weeks of feeling off will be a quick blip of time that is so worth your beautiful baby. All right, so take a moment here to think about what you've overcome and why it was hard, and especially what advice you would give to someone who's navigating it right now. All right, Drea says, I've overcome my 17-year eating disorder after countless failed treatment facilities. It was hard because running and numbing was such a big part of how I dealt with my emotions. My eating disorder became wired into my body, so not engaging with it felt like I was dying. I want you to know that if I can heal my relationship with food and now make a career out of it, you can do anything. It may not happen in the time you want, but know that anything is possible. I never thought I'd have the relationship with food that I do now, and that in itself is beautiful. Wow. Thank you so much. Wow. All right, my friends, as we wrap up this episode, I want you to know that you deserve all the love and compassion in the world. I have no doubt that you endlessly give that compassion to others, and I hope that with each day, we can all get better at giving it right back to ourselves. Thank you so much for joining me today on your morning mindset practice. I hope you're feeling more compassionate, and I'd love to have you join us at selfcaresociety.co for a live or on-demand class so you can stay consistent with your self-care, connect with other like-minded people, and continue filling your cup so you can overflow onto the world. We need you. I'll see you next time.